Alright, hey guys, so today we're gonna go over pretty much if statements and for loops and a combination of the two and certain situations where you might want to use the two. So we're gonna have if statements in this lecture, for loops, and data structures. STRUCTU structures. So you learn from lecture that a list is something like this. I will call that a list. A list. Maybe so this is also a function in Python. So, and then we have a dictionary which looks like this. And so we'll try to see how we could use the two in certain situations. So let's say you have a budget, right? This will be the made up story that we go through. You have a certain budget and you have items that you need to purchase and you want to know what's a good way to keep track of it all. So let's say that's your budget, and these are things you need like shirt, pants, I don't know, shoes. Yeah, because shoes are usually more expensive than everything else, apparently. A belt, they say that's just $15. So if you want to check if you could purchase something, you can say, you know, if budget is greater than shirt, for example. That is, the budget is $100, the shirt is $30, and 100 is greater than 30, so yes, you could buy the shirt. So you could print that you bought the shirt. Right? So let's save it, go over here, and let's run it. So you see, you could buy the shirt. And now let's say after you bought the shirt, you want to know, well, how much more money do I have in my budget? So your budget, let's call this your current budget, would equal your budget minus the cost of the shirt. And you could print out your current budget. GET. And you could do it like this, but I'll show you a better way to do this. Let's just name our variables correctly. UDGET, current budget. Okay, save that and let's run it, see how it looks. Up. Alright, we got a syntax error. Print current budget equals current budget. So this is part of your string casting, because current budget is an integer. You can't add integers with strings. So that's what Python was complaining over here, saying that is an invalid syntax because this here is a string and this here is an integer. So you have to cast it into a string. So your current budget is 30. Now, if you want to purchase all of these items, it seems kind of strange to just go one at a time, then changing this to pants and then to shoes and so on. So what's probably better is to create a list. And that list will be, let's call it your shopping list. Right, these are things you need to buy. And inside we can put your shirt, your pants, your shoes, and your belt as things you need to buy. And then we could iterate through that list with a for loop. So we could say for, let's say, item in shopping list, and then just tab this all over. So if budget is greater than the item you want, right? So you could say bought item, and then whatever that item is. And here we're going to use some kind of string formatting. I'm not sure if you remember this from the lecture. So pretty much what you put in here is what's pretty much going, these curly braces are going to be replaced with. So you can say item here. And then current budget will equal the budget minus the item cost. And then we'll get our current budget. So let's save that and run it. And yeah, so you might notice that this is not what you want. Bought item 30. Bought item 30. So you actually want to see what the item was that you bought, right? Whether it be the shirt, the pants, the shoes, or the belt. So a list is not very good at handling this kind of a situation. I mean, you could maybe make like a list within a list, but that's just it. There are better data structures to use. What you could use is a shopping dictionary, or shopping dict, as what we will call it. And in there, now your keys could actually be your item, and the value could be the value of the item. So pants and shoes and a belt. And the keys are always a string. In this case, keys can be anything that is hashable. More about on that another time. So we'll call this your shopping dict. And in order to iterate through a shopping dict, you have to call the method items. And then when you call it, you have to now let the for loop know what it is that it's going to be iterating through. So it's going to be iterating through the item and its cost. So then now in your if statement, you can say if the budget is greater than the cost, then you can say you bought this item, which is the actual item, which is what we named it up at the top. And then your current budget will be the budget minus the cost. And here we can also do the same kind of string formatting. And just to get rid of all this, clean it up a bit, dot format, current budget, like so. And now let's run it and see how it looks. See, bought the shirt, you had $100, now you're at 30, then you bought the pants, now you're at 70. Oh, so now you might notice another mistake. Here you were at 70 and you're still at 70. But if the shirt costs 30 and the pants cost 30, then you should be at 60. So the reason is because we're just in the for loop, we keep recreating this current budget variable. Instead, we want to reuse our regular budget variable. So you can actually say budget equals budget minus cost. This way the budget is what's actually being changed. So if you change that and rerun it, name current budget. Oh yeah, so if you rename this as budget, you want to rename this as budget. So as you guys can see, mistakes happen all the time, but that's all part of the learning process. So you bought a shirt, right? Now your current budget is 70, you then bought the pants, your current budget is now 40, you then bought the belt, your current budget is now 25. And you might notice that the items are not exactly in the same order as you see it in the dictionary, because the dictionary doesn't necessarily have order. It will just keep going going through at a I don't want to say random, but it depends on, there's a lot more variables on the back end of how dictionaries are handled. But the one thing to note is that it is not ordered. There are ordered dictionaries though. Another thing to notice is that we only bought 3 items, and that's because after buying the shirt, the pants, and the belt, we were just down to $25 and we could not purchase the shoe. So we can actually say else here, just to let ourselves know, print couldn't buy. Okay, so this quotation here is causing an issue, so you want to use a double quotes to maintain it. Couldn't buy, and then what is it that we could not buy because our budget was too small. So what item could we not buy? And now let's rerun it. And here you see it says couldn't buy shoes. Right, so we bought everything, but our budget got too small, then we couldn't buy shoes. So this was a very, I guess, brief, not introduction, but a good way of showing how you could use dictionaries at certain cases, lists in certain cases, and how for loops and if-else statements are used together in regular programming. And these are things that are done from day to day, all the time. I'm a programmer. I use this stuff all the time for obviously different reasons than just for shopping. So if you guys have any questions, let me know and we'll pick up next time.